ignoring ES because I feel like the same way people will treat like the 5 minute different than the 1 minute, people treat ES differently than they treat Nasdaq. If you have a 1 minute long on Nasdaq, but then you have like a 4 hour gap just below you, you're not gonna take this. And just because Nasdaq doesn't have this low or this gap and ES does, doesn't change anything because at the end of the day, it's just narrative. So with this 1006 long or 10, yeah, it was 1006, and I ended up fading this. Like I ended up trading against it because I was literally just acting on the DOL. So at this current moment, what is ES doing high time frame, right? So I think we were right here, right? Yeah, but I gotta crop it to before the hourly so it doesn't fuck up. I'm gonna make this my ES chart. Hello? Bro, what the fuck? It's not letting me type. That's gay as fuck. Anyway. So at this moment, right, on the hourly, ES has all of this liquidity. But more importantly, it has this gap right here, this 4 hour gap. So obviously, if our entire idea of price is liquidity plus an imbalance, why would you just want a liquidity sweep where we then edge a 4 hour gap right here? Like, it's just not worth it. So what we end up doing, right? So you have this super liquidity. It looks very nice. You have a bunch of LR. You probably had like a 5 minute gap above. Yeah, you do actually on ES, but I know there was like no imbalances on Nasdaq. But just below you is the perfect liquidity pool to manipulate into. So is this the true, like, is this actually going to be the low of session? No. What fucking gap do you have? If you go on the 30 minute, yeah, you might cope. Actually, there's none on the 30 minute. There's none on the 15. Yeah, you literally don't have a fair value gap. You literally don't have a gap because then this one closed through. So you don't even have this one. You don't have anything up here. You have no imbalance to support price, but just below you, price does have an imbalance to be supported by. So why would I take that long? Of course, I'm not going to long whenever there's a clear narrative backed reason as to sweep it, right? So Nasdaq does the same exact shit. It edges it. And at this moment, I didn't think that like Nasdaq didn't have to clear out all of the low resistance liquidity it had, like all of these lows. But obviously it could. Like I was expecting like more of a rebalance. Obviously the rejection from, I believe it was previous week high. Yeah, we had swept previous week high. Obviously these daily highs over here, just printing a bunch of wicks. And we were somewhat in a premium, not crazy, but I did like want a rebalance, obviously, of this 4 hour range. Or no, mainly on ES, because ES hadn't rebalanced it, right? Yeah, ES hadn't rebalanced it at all. So that's kind of where my understanding came from. It's like, okay, bet. Like, there's really no point to take this long because narrative, of course, goes against it. So it's just a simple understanding of manipulation that saved me this loss, right? The trade itself is good, right? Just going over NASDAQ. What do you have on NASDAQ? Well, you have a clear 1 hour gap. I would say that, like, we're still bullish, right? Like, we're not crazy bearish. Maybe we go down, clear this shit. I mean, we can really only see over the next few days. But you had everything, right? You had the 10 a.m., you have the manipulation into the 1 hour gap, into the immediate reaction out, inversing these oh my god, bearish gap. Hella LR, we edged data high with this fucking failure swing right here. I think that was like, no, okay, I thought that was closer to 930. Anyway, so you have everything, but you lack narrative on this being the actual manipulation. Now, why, right? Just expanding upon this. Why did this move work, right? So what did this not have that this suddenly has? It's simply just an imbalance, right? Trading isn't difficult. Understanding manipulation isn't difficult. It's literally just high quality lows being swept. That's mainly just high time frame swings. It doesn't have to be session liquidity, just prominent swings. And then high time frame imbalances. So this gap or this low right here has all of that, right? You can see we've swept out this entire accumulation. We've mitigated more of this fat ass gap as well as the 4 hour gap. Did we hit EQ by chance? I don't think so. Ah, brutal, bro. That would have been a fucking perfect example if we hit EQ. We're just gonna cope and say we did hit EQ, even though we didn't. But now this low has a high quality imbalance. It has an abundance of liquidity. It has low resistance highs. It has a 15-minute fair value gap to target. So you have a reason to go up, but also a reason to reject. right? Before, all you had was a reason to go up, not a very strong reason to reject because of ES, right? Because the reason to go lower was still prominent or still valid. So that's why this ended up playing out here and this did not. It's simply just imbalances, right? Like it doesn't have to be fucking rocket science. So yeah, any questions on that? You're recording? Yeah, I'm recording. And this is only what time did I start? Okay, I started at 9. Okay, this is gonna end at 10:24. And I'm not going over this shit because I gotta record, bro. I gotta record today's IFEGs of the day, yesterday's IFEGs of the day, Friday's IFEGs, Thursdays, 2 fucking trade recaps. Which alpha account kind of depends on you. I think the advanced you really go with the 0 accounts or the advanced. Was this valid? Yeah. 5-minute continuation short, not good. So just going over this because obviously y'all are gonna have questions. I saw this trade right here. This is what I'm assuming you're talking about, the 5-minute con. Why is this bad? For the same reason why the distribution up out of this level is so good is the exact reason why the distribution down off of this gap is so bad, right? If you're taking this 5-minute con, what are you doing right here? Well, you're targeting absolutely fucking nothing, right? We've swept out all the high time frame. We've mitigated the high time frame. All you have here is just some low resistance lows on the low time frame. So there's no high time frame significance, no high time frame narrative behind this trade. Also, holy fucking discount, yo. We've literally just what are we at for this session right here? Yeah. I don't even think we go into the next quadrant, do we? I guess we do. I mean, it could be worse. But super discounted, no high time frame targets, no reason to actually go lower. That's why this distribution up is so good because we have nothing below us. And it's the same reason why that's bad. But yeah. Ban the rims guy. Oh yeah, okay, before we do that, so this guy promoted his shit. What was it? Oh, that is not me. Right, so he sent this, right? So he said, yo, look at my bio and then buy my course on how to go viral. We ban him or not? Nah, don't ban him. Low-key valid. Yes. Bro, just... Alright, bet. We'll get him gone. What was his name? Rims? Brutal, bro. I'm sorry, G. Alright, moving on. This is a 2-minute. This one you'd have to wait for the 3-minute inversion. I only traded evals today, and I did end up passing them, bro. Oh my god, I nearly didn't. The consistency on it, I think I was at it was 50.59. So it's usually 50% consistency. But I was over by 0.09%. So I had to trade micros and just lose. I don't really like the short here though, because it's not. You don't really have any manipulation, and at this current moment, I wouldn't exactly be confident on the draw, but I'll just leave that up to you, because we also didn't manipulate either. This is clean. Yeah, bro, I wish I took this, honestly. I was literally waiting for it, too. I'm fucking retarded. This one, I don't even know what we're doing. Low-key kind of catching a falling knife here. Yeah. Oh, you took the 30-second. I saw this as well. Yeah, this one, I faded this one because obviously, right, I was looking for something at this level. But why would I trade 2 minutes prior to 10:30? So that's why I faded it. Also, you were just targeting a 5-minute gap at this point. So you had a 5-minute gap with 10:30 opening just after, and you could get manipulated out just as we did here. Oh, so I'm not the biggest fan of that. Isn't data highs swept on? Oh yeah, it actually right. Yeah, that wasn't data highs, but it's like the swing left by that move. It's kind of like how I say like the 9:30 session liquidity. Like it's just the volatility that kind of got you there. When taking a continuation, do you want ES to hit the 5 minute gap for true manipulation, or do you just want? No. What I mean by true manipulation, and this is where I feel like a bunch of people get confused. So true manipulation in a continuation sense, right? So obviously you have your cont gap here. All that needs to happen for ES, fuck, I did not mean to drag it that way. All that needs to happen for ES, right? So let's say the gap is right here. This is NASDAQ, this is ES, or actually I always put ES on the right. ES does not have to hit the continuation gap, but what ES does have to do is have higher time frame manipulation. That's all true manipulation is high time frame manipulation. That's fucking it, right? They swept a significant lower high and they hit an imbalance. That does not mean every single setup has to trade into the exact same gap for it to be valid. That's not what that means, right? You can have a continuation SMT like this. Just make sure that both moves on both assets are sponsored via the high time frame. Basically, sponsored meaning manipulation. That's all that is, right? So you can have this manipulation right here as long as we did something up here, right? So up this high, maybe a 1 hour gap. Maybe NASDAQ hit like a 4 hour, ES hit a 1 hour, whatever, right? True manipulation. And then the continuation, you can have a SMT at. Looking mad at myself, I was eating dinner and it was fire, so I didn't notice the gap. Yeah, I feel like most of y'all, like if y'all did look at ES, it is pretty abundant, or it's abundantly obvious. That's not what I meant to say. Right? Because it's like, if you kind of just look at it, and let me just cut prior to this, like who wouldn't want to rebalance to this, right? Like you're gonna take this sweep. Now obviously if the candle was still printing and we were respecting some type of gap, yeah, but like I feel like if y'all just saw this, this is why I say it's highly avoidable. Because it really just is reading the chart, reading price action. Who the fuck wouldn't want an imbalanced leg to be rebalanced after we just swept out this accumulation of the entire day, right? This would be like London lows, Asia lows, pre-market lows, whatever the fuck. All of that exists in here, and then we rebalance this fat ass 4 hour. Oh my goodness, right? It's bootyful. So, I feel like it's really just y'all not seeing ES, but that's why you gotta look at both assets, right? Like they're correlated for a reason, or not? They're not. Oh my god, that's not what I meant. But we care about ES because it's correlated, and that should also refer to the structure that ES is in. Because how are you going to expect NASDAQ to have a bullish distribution if ES is still bearish towards a certain draw, right? So what you're doing in that scenario, obviously if you're betting on those odds, is you're betting that correlated assets become uncorrelated. That's like, it's super hard to predict. Obviously it does happen, but why put your risk on that? Because I know for a fact none of y'all have data on predicting when we fall out of correlation, bro. Like I don't think anyone has done that. So trade was mid because we're the 4 hour right below. Exactly, right? And this makes a lot of sense. Like if this was just on NASDAQ, like I know for a fact y'all wouldn't have taken this trade if NASDAQ had a 4 hour gap just below your stop loss, right? Don't treat ES any differently. Was enough since ES took the intermediate low. I thought that counts like a sweep. I mean, yeah. So what he's referencing here, for the people that don't understand that, what he's referencing here is he thought that the sweep inside of this gap would be valid. But to me, it's kind of like, yeah, what's valid? Like, so this is what I've been saying a lot, because I feel like a lot of people get caught up in criteria. But obviously, what's more important than narrative or criteria? It's going to be narrative, right? So yes, you can sweep this gap inside, or you can sweep this low within this gap and it be valid, but like, does that really seem like high quality? It's a gap that's been mitigated entirely. We've traded inside of it. We've manipulated above it. So, and this is just another thing, like to expand upon fair value gaps, right? What do fair value gaps do? They're an internal range liquidity pool that distributes to ERL, right? IRL to ERL. So in this scenario, right, this internal range liquidity pool technically already did its job, and now you want it to do like double the work. It kind of, like, if that makes sense to y'all. But it's also just like a quality thing, right? Like whenever we're right here, Or actually, because we were way closer, right? I'll just go on the 1 minute because you can't really see on the high time frame. Um, Whenever we're right there, like why would you want to cope with that? We were what, like fucking 2 points away. Holy shit! I nearly got that on the dot. We were 1.5 points away. So yeah, it's valid, but it's like, are you kind of just put like you're just looking like you're just checking a box? You're not looking at what price is actually telling you. We edge a DOL that would be high quality for a distribution. It doesn't matter what the criteria is. The narrative says otherwise. So always focus on narrative over criteria. We had a 30-minute on NASDAQ. Isn't that more important than ES manipulation? No, 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 no. Plus, we had the 4-hour SMT and the fair value gap with ES and NQ. So this is true, right? So like NASDAQ does have that gap, but again, right? Criteria does not trump narrative, right? We even had a 1-hour gap on top of that 30-minute that you were referencing. But it's like if ES, basically what I was just saying, right? Yes, criteria is there. Yes, we have a 30-minute gap. Yes, we have a 1-hour gap to distribute us higher, but the narrative does not support it and it will never distribute, right? You can have the fucking best setup in the world, but if high time frame is bearish and you're taking a bullish setup, it's not going to play out. It just will not. Criteria never has power over narrative. Got my 1-to-1. Yeah, this is the 3-minute. I took this as well. So I took the 3-minute on eval, and then I took this short later. Did I send in the 3-minute? I sent it into chat. I don't think I sent it into the live commentary. But I literally faded this setup that y'all took. I've just been trading DOL. Now this is obviously on eval, so I'd never do this on like a live account because obviously we had no manipulation up here. We had fucking slanted highs, LR above. But I just knew that we'd be bearish, so I just decided to take a short. Yeah, I try to be like you want to be locked in. Like literally treat trading like a job. Like I feel like for the most part, and I did this as well. It's very easy to just take this kind of relaxed approach to trading, but you should treat it like a high level job because that's what it rewards you with, high level income. So treat it like a high level job. Um, that means being locked in. Don't now. Okay, this is gonna be so hypocritical, but don't just trade in your bed. I traded in my bed all day today. I've been trading in my bed for fucking months. But like, sit up at a desk, do something, right? The only reason I do what I do now is because like I kind of have the consistency. Like I know what I'm doing. Um, but it's like before I used to fucking set up my desk. I used to sit there. I wouldn't be on my phone a bunch, but obviously I would pass the time and I wouldn't try to distract myself too much. Like I'd always be looking back at the charts every so often. So don't be like too relaxed, you know. You expected another split already, but thoughts on the 3-minute long? I did like the 3-minute long, but because I do want to get to other shit. So this is like the only real thing I'm gonna cover. So I did like the 3-minute long, right? We have a nice SMT. Both pairs hit a gap, right? ES had a 30-minute like right here. So ES had a gap tap with an SMT, right? So ES had what? Had high time frame manipulation. That high time frame imbalance is appeased. And then we had the SMT right here. So I did like that. And I saw the possibility to go higher. We had a pretty healthy candle. I did have some people say, oh, the close above wasn't good, which I do agree with, but you also got to reference the entire candle, right? If you've watched the win rate video I posted on YouTube, I talk about the closure, right? And you want to not only take into account how much we close above, but how we close, right? So this candle went all the way from down here and still closed above. If you go in the 1 minute, the same thing is present, right? Now it's not obviously not the cleanest. This is why I took on an eval. It's kind of low resistance liquidity, and then we had data lows below. So eval anyway. But we're just burning through, right? We have good displacement. Yeah, the close above isn't the best. It's still there. It's still present. But more importantly, right, the candles leading up to it were also super healthy. And we went from 50 all the way to 90s. Holy fuck. That is way bigger of a candle than I thought. Yeah, a 40-point candle. Jesus Christ. Sorry, not to say the fucking, like, the Lord's name in vain. Anyway. So very good candle. I took it on eval, and I got brutally break even, but it is what it is. And I'll be covering all of this in IFEG of the day, so I'm not going to cover like too many trades. 15-minute was hit by ES. Does that not put you off? No, because high time frame. Because we weren't in an imbalance. Yes. It's still a valid loss. It is a valid loss because technically the criteria is there, but it should be an invalid loss because obviously what do y'all want to do? You want to use your fucking brain, not just have this little checklist where you tick a box, you tick a box. Oh, it's a valid trade, right? It should be valid to you through logic, through an actual justifiable explanation of why price does this at this point, like basically the entire story that I've been building. I just joined, my bad. What do you rate the 1 minute? I liked it. I actually really liked it. I would have taken that 1 minute long had I seen it. I literally was like, I think I was in the chat talking about if I should ban that one guy. So I low key missed my setup, but I also I don't know. It was also very choppy. Is that more important than the ES manipulation? Okay, I already covered that. For value gaps above as targets, then no, that's not what I'm saying. Obviously you'd want to combine both because, right, this is then an imbalance with a liquidity pool, so that's like the same way or the same reason why that's good for manipulation is the same reason why that's good for a DOL, right? Because price obviously seeks out those levels, those points of interest. So it's not that it's more important. How do you rate the setup though? The long, it's very good. Again, criteria wise, right? You have the 1 hour gap, you have the sweep, you have a good close, you have the low resistance liquidity, but narrative isn't justifying it whatsoever. Yes, exactly. Can you rate the 3 minute long? I thought it was an A plus. Other than that, A rated. I would give it like an A, probably like an A minus, just because of the LR. Honestly, like B plus A minus is where I'd put it at. Also, one thing I'm going to be changing with IFEG of the day is I'm also going to be putting the rating because I realized I haven't been putting in the rating. I've just been giving all the criteria. So I'm also going to be rating the setup for y'all as well. Still confused on ES didn't tap the 4 hour gap, so it wasn't true manipulation on NQ. Sent to ES, I still want it. It's not really a question of true manipulation because I believe at that point we did have imbalances in liquidity. It's simply just understanding why would price want to reject here whenever there's literally like a fucking chest full of gold just below it, you know? My bias was bullish after seeing CPI inverse the front, so I honestly didn't see those shorts coming. I would have. I mean, it's just like I was somewhat bullish as well, but obviously like reacting to price, like we just started disrespecting bearish, disrespecting bullish, respecting bearish. I understand SMTs when/why they're used, but in relation to SMTs, what are the things you look for when filtering setups? Like today, NQ had a great setup, but it failed because of ES not being correlated. That's my understanding. That's why I took the. That's my understanding of it. What are the things you look for when filtering setups? I'm with SMTs. Like obviously, like, see, SMTs kind of get loaded, but it's like we'll use this setup, right? Why do I believe this SMT is good? See. When they're used, but in relation to SMTs, what are the things you look for when filtering setups? Obviously, to SMTs at like spots of distribution, I would say. Like today, I had a great setup, but if it, yeah, so that's the. I would just can you DM me examples because I know you're in the 1%. Like we were literally talking like yesterday. But this is I would need like more time. I'm gonna get to different questions. It's like kind of a loaded thing. But I will help you out with that. If you have examples, I'll help. Like it's kind of a weird question, not to like fucking dodge it, but it's like I kind of struggling to like think of an answer. What are your thoughts on Dodgy taking the 1 minute long? I mean, it's just people took it today as well, like random people. So I'm gonna hold you to this, bro. I'm holding you to this actually. Hold up. All right, bet. I'm getting that volcano, bro. I'm doing good, bro. How are you? He sent a lot more shit. He deleted it. Yeah, no, I peeped that as well. Would you promote yourself the same? If not, then get the fuck up out of here. What? He was PB 1% dead ass? I'm gonna have to check if he's promoting in PB then. Oh god, I'm gonna have to check if he's promoting in PB. Put me in the niche chat. Yo, chill, bro, chill. Y'all can. This guy here, not sure if you went over it. What do you think of Blake's trade? I don't know what Blake took today. Could you explain your trade? Yeah, so I assume that you're just talking about the short. The short that I took, obviously the 3 minute, I kind of just went over that. But this is literally just trading the DOL, right? Like at this moment, What do we start doing? Well, NASDAQ is now inversing the gap. ES is now inversing the gap, which means like, okay, this setup could have played out, right? We could have been on some weird shit. Maybe I didn't, read the market entirely correct, and we are actually not going to sweep this low. But once I saw us start failing, or once I saw this 1 minute long start failing and we start inversing bearish, it's really just trading the DOL, right? Yeah, the setup itself is fucking dog shit. This is probably C at best. That's also why I took it on eval. But it's like whenever I see us just fucking burn through a gap and there's a very obvious DOL below us, and this is very high quality, or not high quality, but it's a setup that's failing. It was really just like discretion, right? Like a setup failed. I know why it's failing. Let me trade to the reason why it's failing, Like that's why I took the setup. How much do you risk on eval? I'm risking, dude. I'm not gonna lie, like full port. I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. I don't recommend y'all do it. I only full port because obviously I just want to get funded. But like I'm risking enough to make 1,500 per trade. Like so, I just passed another set of evals, and oh well, this was alphas, so it's 150Ks. So it's 4.5K per trade, so I can get 9K as fast as I can. So that's really all I'm doing. Just basically maxing out the consistency rule. Or on top step, right? I'm going for 1.5K on each trade, and then whatever risk that works out to. And yeah, this was at 10. Okay, I gotta move on. Oh my god, was the one valid at 950? Even though I would not say so. No, 950. Yeah, this one's not good. No. Yeah, because like what's your manipulation here? Like, yeah, ES is below it, but what is ES doing? Disrespecting the fuck out of that gap. ES would also be seeking out data lows here, right? So the same thing as to why 1006 was bad is the same reason why this is bad, because again, right, why are we going to long whenever we have a fucking chest full of gold below, Okay, these are all... Oh, God, we all faded that shit, bro. I'm gonna try and catch up with chat, and then we'll head out. Does an SMT except for yeah, like that drawing I drew out. Would you agree that I was acting? Just DM me that. I'm gonna be real. When ES was dumping, was that a sign NQ would probably dump too? Or is ES not that important? Yeah, I would agree, because like obviously correlated distributions do happen, right? Like they're correlated assets. Everything happens in correlation. Bro, y'all text him. What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh god, bro. But NQ traded into the 4-hour gap already earlier. Isn't it an SMT then? Yeah, but like again, criteria over narrative. Yeah, it traded into it earlier, but bro, whenever we're like fucking 3 points away, or we were 1.5 points away, that SMT, right? Yeah, it's valid. You checked the box on your little checklist, but what is price showing you? It doesn't give a fuck about that checklist, right? So narrative over criteria. Okay, y'all are just talking bullshit now. Did we not have an SMT there? Yeah, that's kind of... Oh my god. What are your DOL? I was bullish going into the day, but then I switched to bearishness because I reacted to price. Can you make a video about the manipulation, bro? Because yeah. So was that yeah, okay, I already went over that. That was like a B plus. Or like B. Yeah, this is recorded. Can you count the swing that CPI? It's more so just a prominent swing rather than like data liquidity. No, this is I only do okay, whenever I do recaps like this, it's like it's very specific. Like I'm not getting back into like the full Q&As. Like this is like a very specific like thing just to like clear it up for y'all. How do I fix my brain to check the high time frame more when I'm trading? Bro. Literally just doing it. Literally just doing it. Like you literally just tell yourself to do it. I got TP on 3 minute because I went 1-1. Will you say that was safe, smart? No. I mean, dude, you went to a 1-1. Like that's a profitable R system, so that's perfectly fine. Would you have gotten mad for not entering? No, definitely not. I don't really get mad at like if I can justify a reason to fade, I'll never get mad at myself for a distribution, because obviously, yeah, like probabilities exist. Like so once you come to terms with probabilities existing in the market, coping becomes a lot easier, right? Oh, I faded this setup because, it had something that I didn't like, right? Obviously, I need to understand that this setup can play out, but I'm not going to get my dick in a twist if it does, So our low resistance liquidity, high swing, or slanted high is a good target, or fade only if narrative is in line. Yeah, they're a good target, but they need to be aligned with the narrative, right? So like, the reason why all of these highs are now being taken out is because we now have high time frame narrative, that being high time frame manipulation. We have gaps to rebalance on the leg, right? You go to the 15-minute, right? This entire leg is imbalanced. So holy fuck. Oh my god. So for the like, right? So we have reasons to reject, we have reasons to draw. So that's really it. Like think of it literally as simple as that. Is there a reason to reject and is there a reason to draw, right? A lot of the times y'all are getting half of the picture, right? So with the trade earlier, a lot of y'all are hitting it on the nose with, okay, there's a reason to draw, but is there a reason to reject? No, right? What happens here? Okay, there is a reason to draw and there is a reason to reject. Cool. With the guy that said this long right here, is there a reason to draw? Yes, low resistance liquidity with a failure swing. Is there a reason to reject? Absolutely fucking not. So it, like, if you look at it through that lens, that kind of clears it up. Please post the trade. Yeah, I will. Didn't take the 3 minutes because I felt like we were starting to lean bearish. Yes, we did have that daily. I feel like we were talking. I mean, yeah. Like, and the thing is, as long as it's valid to you, that's all that matters, right? Because your narrative is, of course, going to be your perspective on the market. That's all this is. When you first started missing setups, like seeing setups, of course. I had a ton of FOMO. I had a ton of ego. I hated seeing people win whenever I lost. I hated seeing people take a setup that I faded. But it's all about just understanding someone else's success does not mean it's your failure. You know, your failure does not mean someone else's success either, right? And the same thing, right? Your success, not someone else's failure. So at the end of the day, it should just be about you. That's why I do kind of recommend people, right, block out or like block some like traders on TikTok or Instagram, right? Don't see people constantly flexing a ton of shit, because obviously, if humans, you want good stuff, and whenever you see someone just fucking swimming in it, of course you're gonna get emotional. So just don't, like, of course it got to my fucking head. Oh my god, bro. I rarely ever look for a second trade in the day. When does ARC get on ARC? I gotta do all the fucking IFGs of the day, and I gotta do 2 trade recaps, bro. Fuck. Think I should risk 750 on a 50K? I think that's good, yeah. As long as it's in your risk tolerance. Just one. What do you think the night I took it? Okay, wait. Yeah, I can. I already covered that. I like 3 minute long, but we had data lower up below. Is that a good setup to take? I took it on eval, but obviously that's why I took it on eval as well, because we have data low. We also have low resistance liquidity. Just try those. Okay, I did the same thing. Don't worry about it. What other news events can you full port? I don't know. I don't full port news. I'm not a pussy. Can you rate the 1050 long to the 50 minute? I would definitely give this A+. I'm not gonna count. This is definitely A+. And we had an SMT. Oh my god, bro. I wish I took this shit. I'm low-key pissed. Yeah, A+. Or actually, no. Okay, you're right. It was choppy. And I was I did kind of lose conviction out. Like that's why I started this earlier. Because I didn't really expect this to really occur. And you can kind of see the quality of price after that. So I was kind of losing. Losing conviction in price, right? We chopped up here, we chopped all the way down here, we chopped over here as well, and then we just get this really clean manipulation leg. I would definitely makes it, obviously criteria wise, A+, right? But I want y'all to justify or rate your trades and justify them with logic. So, given the quality of price, is this truly A+? No, because there's a setup with this same criteria, but even better quality of price. So that is a true A+. I would definitely give this, like, this has the criteria of A+, but it does not have the quality of price. So it's still in the A category. So it's kind of up to you, right? Do you think that bad PA brings it down to an A? Does it bring it down to an A-, etc.? Where's the DOL video? I gotta lock in, bro. I'm sorry. When I feel poor, CPI on my phone to buy accident. Thanks for being such a great mentor. Feel poor on the 1 minute long, got another funded. Jesus Christ, man. Good shit, bro. Say on God that you will make a video about true manipulation. I already do. If you check the win rate video on the slideshow as well, and you scroll to the bottom, there's 2 slides where I explain true manipulation. I just want to. Know this server? Do you go over people's backtesting journals every now and then? I saw you were live doing that the other day. I joined up. Not anymore. So no more Q&As. Don't say. No, I mean. I'll occasionally do them. I might do like I can do right because obviously I don't want to have a conflict of interest with PB either, right? Like I understand that the value I provide in here is the same that I provide in their mentorship. So obviously I'm not gonna be fucking abundant over here. I can do occasional calls like this one, or like weekly Q&As, but going back to the everyday thing, definitely not. Which I really enjoyed it as well. Like, dude, community building is gas. Like, I really like getting to know y'all as well. But it's like I'll do little shit like this. Like, I'll do a Q&A when y'all need it, right? A lot of y'all don't know why uh you should have faded that setup, so I'm gonna help y'all out with that. And then, but like if I can do something on YouTube, like a trade recap or IFEGs of the day, then of course I'm gonna do it, and like kind of bypass or not just do the Q&A, because it is a conflict of interest. Like I do recognize that. Do you not care about ES already being uh already taking out the 15-minute? Not really, because why, right? And also what is ES showing you? Did the 15-minute lead to a strong distribution, right? So I know that we hit the 15-minute, it was like somewhere up here. But did that 15-minute really start leading to a dump? No, it actually led to a accumulation, which we then put in that SMT, and then you can see both pairs, right? In the same thing that I was saying earlier, you'd like to see both pairs manipulate. You also like to see both pairs distribute. So right here, both pairs have a healthy close above. We also have generated liquidity and then shit above as well. So not the end of the world in my opinion. Damn, we actually just got an SMT at this low too. But yeah, because ES was still in like a continuation. I know that ES inversed the 5-minute, but I wouldn't say it's the end of the world. Because, right, we do have a reason to draw higher, that being the low resistance over on this structure and the low time frame as well. So, bruh. Is there a reason to reject? Bet. Yeah, I'm glad that I said that. Because it is an easy way to go about trading as a data high. No, but it's just a significant swing. How do I stay consistent? I'm a beginner and busy with school. How do I combine it, bro? That's kind of up to you. Like, it is just like, you got to work out your schedule, right? Dedicate an entire day to building a routine, right? Something that works for you. I did this as well, right? So like in the morning, I have to wake up, and like after 10, I really have to do something like this, or maybe I have to get into content, and then I have to have time for the gym, and then I got to clean my room, laundry, fucking do whatever, hang out with people. So it's just like sit down with yourself for like an hour and just brainstorm, right? How do I make an effective routine that lets me enjoy myself, but also work towards the things that I need to get done, right? Because I feel like a lot of people, whenever they build routines, they just go about it in the sense of like, okay, I need to be successful, but you're not a fucking robot, right? Like you still want to have fun, you still want to enjoy yourself, because that's how you decompress, right? If you're constantly fucking putting yourself under pressure, you're not going to make any progress. Yeah, you wait for all of them to inverse. Final for value up to the leg. If you're gonna do them, please do them right. Damn, I'm fucking far. Oh wait, no, I'm not far behind. Right after session, because this is the best. Yeah, and this is why like I usually do it like that. You weren't lying when you said you love teaching. Yeah, I know, bro. I really do enjoy it as well. Like it's so odd, cause I never thought that I'd get into education, but it's like trading is just like, I don't know, bro. I just enjoy it. Like it's super fun. Appreciate that, G. These recordings will be in the recordings tab right here. Once I get consistently profitable, sure, but I'm gonna tax you, bro. Bro, I remember fucking Cole made me pay like, or well, he didn't make me pay, but it's like I took him out to dinner like ages ago. This is whenever I was first getting consistent, and bro, it was like a fucking $400 dinner, and we door dashed it, bro. We door dashed from this like high end restaurant. And on top of everything else, it was like, bro, it was like we got literally pounds of food. I'm talking, I think we got a pound of sausage. We got a pound of steak, like Fritz or something. I don't know. This is over a year ago, so I can't remember it. But bro, we didn't like, I was telling him like, there's no way you're about to eat all of this. And then we didn't, like, I ate my shit. But no, literally pounded by sausage, bro. That was cold, bro. That's what he got. But yeah, so just fucking, I don't even know, G. Just shit like that. I remember that shit so vividly, bro. All that food went to waste. And then we got donuts that night as well, What's happening in the niche chat? Not much, bro. Don't worry about it. W call per usual. Appreciate that, bro. No. I would watch the recording. I kind of already went over all that. How's this guy Ronan better than my teacher? Bro, I'm telling you, bro. Guru killer, G. I said that once in like a Q&A the other, I think like a week ago, and low key, I kind of fuck with it. What's your opinion on this? Got answer, thank you. Okay, bet. DoorDash me an apple pie from McDonald's. Yeah, bro, you're goy slob, dude. Oh, low key, you is right. I don't know why Floody's not in there. Where even is niche? What even is it? Oh, BNQ. When is bro starting the mentorship? Nah, I don't think I'll ever launch. Because, bro, there's so much back-end bullshit with mentorships. And honestly, I really like working with PB. So I'm probably just going to keep kicking it with them, to be honest. Why was the IFEG bad after 10 a.m.? ES had a very strong reason to manipulate lower. Thoughts on scammers and LARPs getting exposed in the trading space recently? Fucking hilarious, bro. People sell a mentorship and then they get exposed. I think that shit is so funny. I'm not door dashing you shit. Oh my god. Do you think full porting your first eval to get funded is cheap? Yeah, because I mean, what are you gonna do whenever you're on the funded, right? You pass the eval, then what are you gonna do? Yo, what? How you be niche? I put Floody in the niche chat because I be playing the game with him, so it's like, it's really just like for people I know. So then it's obviously not all in general chat. You take it to the market, maybe selling on to the 4 hour. Could you help showing the OG consolidation? Okay, I'm going to do a small recap, right? So the reason why you'd want to fade, right, going on to the 4 hour, what is super fucking abundantly obvious, right? So obviously, what you had prior, like the scenario that you did have is that this right here, right, this candle printed, swept out this low. So why would you just want to sweep it this low whenever you have a gap below it? And maybe, just maybe it'd be more valid if we swept and instantly rejected. But we went all the way to this gap. We were a 1.5 away. Now, obviously, watch the recap because I go into it way more in depth. This is just me quickly recapping it. But we go this close to the fair value gap, right? So, and I know that people treat ES differently, but look at NASDAQ this way, right? So if NASDAQ has a setup and just below it, let's say there's London lows, it's Asia lows, it's an unmitigated 1 hour gap. It's just it's the best draw to you, right? Why the fuck are you going to take this setup that's easily just going to strike this shit out, right? You have a pot of gold just below your stop loss and you think that price isn't going to go to it. That's the entire reason why you should have faded it. Are you playing on Xbox? I play on PlayStation. So you're saying trading an eval and haven't passed a funded before, how much should you be risking of 1%? Within your risk tolerance, right? You want to risk enough to where you don't get emotional. So if you get emotional whenever you take a $500 loss, don't risk 500, you fucking tard, right? If you risk $100 and you don't get emotional at all, perfect. That's within your risk tolerance. And yeah, $100 is way less. I do believe that your risk tolerance should be kind of put up to like 1% of whatever account you trade. But it's like, don't put on risk that you're going to get emotional from losing, right? Don't like it's just basic rules of like how you should like think of it like gambling, right? You don't go to the fucking casino with money that you need. Like don't gamble rent money type of thing, right? You're willing to lose it, and that also means that you're not going to be emotional when you do lose it. I was on 1,500 profit today with 2K drawdown. I lose 1,500. I'm 700. What do you do to pass the eval with 3K target? I would just do the math for yourself, because I mean, bro, the way that I approach evals, I go for 1,500 every single trade. I'm gonna be totally honest, dude. I'm fucking putting on max contract sizes. I'm trying to just fucking like I don't even have like it's just like just focus on like I don't know, bro. Proper risk. Just risk 1%, literally. What? Please remove this roll. What roll? This one? Oh, but now you're all gray. Boobs or ass? Oh, shit. Yeah, no, this is actually a perfect statement, bro. Yeah, ask for the functionality for sure, bro. You like, cause imagine it's all boobs, no butt, or it's like the other. Okay, this is a fucking weird. I'm not going to. How long was the data collection phase for you? And do you have any tips on this phase? Data collection never really stopped. I mean, like I technically collected data and also experience for a year and a half before actually getting consistent. So it never really ends. And my amount of time collecting data is irrelevant, right? Again, right, focus on yourself in the same way that you wouldn't want to compare yourself to people online, right, having their success, having their wins and shit. You wouldn't want to compare my progress of developing my discretion, uh, oh my god, creating my consistency to yours, right? Because everyone is on their own path, and looking to someone else is only gonna either make you feel better or worse, and that feeling is just false, right? It's just a false feeling that's only gonna distract you more. Do you read back your journal entries? Yes, 100%. He's talking about Indian. Oh, my fault. Low key, low key. Do we ban this guy? Valid ban. Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah. Poll. I'll set it up later. How long did it take? I think it took me a year. Just joined. Didn't realize you were running this. Can you? I just watched the recording because I low key had to stop this recording like 20 minutes ago. Can you explain the actual time? Just look up ICT kill zones, or yeah, just look up I like if you just Google it like ICT session liquidity times, and it'll come up. I mean, you banned yourself, promo. No, yeah, I'm gonna ban him. No, yeah, I do read back them. Did you blow your first fund? Of course, bro. I blew countless, bro. I blew countless, man. Do you take peptides? I might run melanotan one this year. Um, but kind of speaking on this, because I feel like a lot of people think that like you should just be free sailing after you pass your account, bro. I'm probably the worst trader in the world at a certain point. Like I'm telling, like I would wake up. It's fucking it's fucking 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm at school, right? I have an off period. So I'm in like the office or the library, and I'm just blowing funded after funded, buying more. I'm blowing more. Like it's just fucking awful. Like I'm telling you, bro, that 90% Apex discount sale was the bane of my existence, bro. So don't ever think that like you don't have like light at the end of the tunnel, cuz it's so easy to like have like a bad day or like a bad week and genuinely just never think that this shit is going to work out. And I don't blame you for thinking like that either, cuz it's such a hard thing to get over, cuz it's like obviously like how do you know if it's real if it's not real for you? But it really just is dumb belief and belief in yourself, right? Building evidence is probably the thing that saved me most, right? I had an Instagram post about this earlier, and y'all should follow me on Instagram because I make a lot of like psych shit. Wait, what the fuck? What? How did he book that? Anyway, um, fuck, what was I saying? Yeah, I post a lot of psych shit, but I was talking about like how did I actually get to believe in myself as as a disciplined trader, or as a trader that is profitable and can recreate uh the back testing results, right? It's all about data collection, right? So I'm gonna take this at the approach of being disciplined. So I feel like a lot of people, and the reason why you wake up and you gamble, or you wake up and you break rules, is because you don't believe in yourself as someone that does that thing. But obviously, in like the advice that people tell you to do is, oh, just have dumb belief, just tell yourself every day, say these fucking affirmations. Fuck the affirmations, bro. Oh my god. It all starts with day one, right? So there's 90 people in here, and you know exactly who I'm talking to if like this kind of resonates with you, right? You're not disciplined. How do you actually become disciplined? It starts with day one, right? Take it a day at a time. Tell yourself the night prior, right? Okay, I only have to follow my rules for tomorrow. I only have to follow my rules for tomorrow. And you just do that every day. And you'll notice, right? Because like this was so transformative for me because like, dude, I couldn't follow rules for longer than a few days. Genuinely, I couldn't go a week without doing some dumb shit. But whenever I did have that first week and I had the evidence in front of me of like, okay, holy shit, I did it. And the belief wasn't just something that I was telling myself. The belief was something that I was reacting to, right? It was my actions that I'm now seeing. And it's like, holy shit, I just showed that I can do something for a day, right? Oh, I can do something for 2 days. Holy shit, now I'm on day 3. And it is difficult, right? Breaking habits is one of the hardest things to do, but I feel like a lot of people, or I know myself because I can really only talk like through my own experience. I would always think like, oh, I have to be disciplined for months and months and years. Like, holy shit, that seems impossible because I can't even be disciplined for a day. So it's like, in the sense that you need to think long term with probabilities, payouts, kind of like developing consistency. Discipline, you have to take the other approach. Don't think super long term. Think super short term, right? Okay, I just have to sit on my hands for an hour and a half. Okay, I just have to not feed into my emotions for an hour and a half. Can I hold myself accountable for 60 minutes today? Can I make myself close my computer just right now? So it's like whenever you kind of make the issue smaller, it does like more bite size in that way where you can really stomach it and you can really overcome it. That'll help so much if you're trying to develop discipline because obviously, whenever you're thinking like super long term, it's like, holy shit, I couldn't be disciplined for a day. How the fuck am I going to be disciplined for weeks on end? Just make it bite size, right? I only have to do it for this month. This much. Oh, I only have to journal today. But then you just tell yourself every day that same thing, right? It's not the thing that's hard isn't the process itself, right? All of us have had a day where you followed rules, you journaled, and you got off the charts whenever you were supposed to get off it. No one in here struggles with that. But what everyone struggles with is doing it day after day. And I believe that if you make it bite-sized, basically, right, just like reminding yourself, okay, it's only 60 minutes. It's basically the shit I was saying. It really does help. So yeah, just to end on a little psych shit with y'all, I'm gonna read these chats and then I'm gonna go make breakfast. Hang in the Discord after the 1% mentorship. It's just the WAP for the 1%. You think I have hope for a payout? I have 500 less than drawdown. Of course, bro. Like I've literally, in a little story with that, I've brought myself from right. So this is whenever I first went to 150Ks. I started on a loss and I was playing really risk heavy, but I lost half of my drawdown in a trade. So I had 6K drawdown. I was risking 3K. So I was down half my drawdown and I brought that up and I got a payout. So it absolutely is, whatchamacallit? It absolutely is possible. Your lips might turn brown? Hell no. Fuck that, bro. Forgot to add my previous question, but I was more asking, do you have any tips on the most effective way to filter every week? I'm going to do this in the journaling video. I might do that as like shorts, like short videos or like the YouTube shorts thing. How long do you think I should trade on demo? Once you have enough data, what jobs do you have before Chipotle? That was it. That was literally it. Do you TP on? I hit break even, bro. If TGR could do it, you can do it. Yeah, he's unprofitable, but he's profitable. A lot of people talk shit on TGR. TGR is a very good trader. Nah, I don't run Siege. Bro, one trade a day is a good roll? Yeah. Bro, I get a warning before falling. Bro, show me that. No shot. No shot. Are you dead ass? I feel like that's like just the fucking top comments on like bot accounts or whatever. I'll also cover this in the video. Dude, PB Investing, I always see like them have like the same name and shit. Bro, record this shit? Yeah, this is recorded. I'm not trading long enough in psych issues. Yeah, like build more data and then you'll kind of get over that. I'm thinking I'm gonna make some eggs, a little bacon. Yeah, bro, I'm gonna have some fucking eggs. Eggs, some fucking sourdough bread. When do you think you'll make the Notion video? Dude, I got a lot of videos to go through. I got IFGs of the day. I got trade recaps. So it's just gonna be a matter of time. I don't accept friend requests because then I start getting DMs, and I only do DMs for 1%. Hit me up for gym advice. I'm the goat, bro. I'm tapped into science based, bro. Don't worry about it, G. You can ask Mo, bro. I'll be giving them an entire fucking CN. Oh God, bro, the CNS fatigue, G. All right, no problem, bro. Have you ever been hunting? I've not, but I low key do. Physique check. I post whatchamacallit. Bro, what? I post some shit in the gym chat. Actually, I'll post this. Actually, I'm gonna go fucking make breakfast. I'm low key hungry as shit.